For all you young hustlers out there in blue collar home service, roofing, sales, door to door, solar, this episode is for you. I got Junior here. You should follow him on Instagram.
How can they follow? Score Jordan 5.
Dude, he was going viral with some crazy stuff. I remember one of his posts got 5 million views. He got my attention because I saw him using my pitch. He had the meta glasses, he had the viral, and so, dude, collaborate to dominate. I figured I'd answer the questions from a 22-year-old looking coming into business. I'm sure you got a lot of questions, and so really
some interesting ones.
Really, really quick. Give them a little background about you and your experience in roofing.
So my name's Eli Jordan. I'm from East Atlanta. I've been in roofing for about coming up on 5 years now. My experience over the years has been.
Who'd you learn from?
Dean Franklin, shout out to him.
Dean's one of my top students at Sky Diamonds. He scaled and exited his company. He scaled to 25 million and sold it.
For a good chunk of.
For 8 figures.
Yes, sir.
And, I think when I talk with Dean, he says the biggest lesson that he got from me, it's as simple as recruit, hire, train, retain.
I would totally agree.
And
did the same thing.
And is Dean a leads guy?
Yeah, he spent a lot on canvassing and marketing and stuff like that. And a lot of it he learned from your course over at skydiamonds.com.
What'd you learn from Dean?
He taught me how to be deathly assumptive in sales and how to ask for the sale.
Sales.
I actually had the pleasure of riding with a lot of the other crew members that were on the team and that had a lot of experience, like 10 years, 15 years, similar as yourself. And I always tell people, try to get every golden nugget you can from each person, whether it's a multimillionaire or somebody you meet on the street. There's knowledge you can gain from everybody.
What were the biggest lessons that weren't roofing sales you learned from Dean?
It's better to be righteous than right.
Okay, great.
That was one of the key things that stuck with me, and I repeat to myself in a lot of arguments and things that I get into with people.
What does that mean to you exactly?
That sometimes it's just better to be the bigger man and actually just address something, and if it doesn't go in your favor necessarily, but you could be what would Jesus do almost in a way? So Dean was a very Christian man, a spiritual man. The whole company was kind of based off a Christian company, fellowship and everything. So we implemented a lot of that into our day-to-day. And yeah, I mean, as you know, as a business owner, you get in arguments with homeowners and they cuss you out and you have to be professional and stuff like that. That's kind of what I mean by it's better.
Dude, let's tell this story. Junior was out first day on the job with me. And high energy, I love the door to door. And when people throw me off the door and I'm just creating content, dude, when I'm creating content, the crazier they get, sometimes I egg them on. And I guess it's not the best example for kids because I'm doing a deal that he door knocked and the guy's getting approved for a loan. It's a $60,000 job.
Big job.
You don't realize that I'm literally just now at the loan approval and getting to sign him up. It's 40 minutes into the deal. And this guy is getting chased. Show the clip. Show the clip.
Here. I'd hate my life too if I was you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You said what?
There's no soliciting in this neighborhood. The cops are on their way.
Why?
Because there's no soliciting in this neighborhood.
That's what I was soliciting.
That's what you're doing.
I did your neighbor's roof, Bubba.
Doesn't matter. My name's not Bubba. Don't ever call me that.
You don't got to get in my face.
You don't have to be disrespectful like that either.
I was just trying to see.
You're a young punk. I called the cops. They're on their way. So if I were you, I'd get in whatever vehicle you came in and leave.
Well, I'm not doing anything illegal, so I'm not going to leave. But you have a great rest of your day. I'll be praying for you, man.
So what happened here, bro? I'm closing the deal and I hear this going on in the background and luckily it didn't blow myself.
So I'm next door, right? And I'm talking to this homeowner, okay? And I knock on his door, right? And he doesn't answer. So I'm like, okay, no worries. No. So I knocked on the neighbor's door first. She didn't answer, so I went next door, talked to him. And then he was like, I don't need a roof, blah, 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 my roof's fine. I was like, my drone detected damage. You got damage up there. And his ego got in the way. And he was like, Mario, I ain't got no damage. What do you mean? So I was like, okay.
Then he chased you down the street?
Well, no, so I'll get to that. So I was like, okay, don't worry about it. Have a good day, sir. And I went to the next door neighbor. And as I'm talking to her, she comes back outside and starts cussing me out or something. So I'm like, what's going on here? So I walk over to him and he's like, you're not supposed to be soliciting here, blah, blah, blah. And I
You
was
called a grown man Bubba.
And I was like, man, I got my soliciting permits, Bubba. And he turned around and he said, my name's not Bubba. And got up all in my face and was like, I'm going to call the cops and blah, 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 blah.
Then you pissed me off because you almost blew my deal.
Yeah, so what the neighbor heard, right? So we're in our little squaffle. And then as he's walking away, I was like, you know what? I'd hate my life too if I was you.
That was over the top, young man.
Yeah,
I should have made you drop down and give me 50. I was fucking pissed in the car, wasn't I?
You were.
What did I tell you? This old legend I knew had a license plate I was so jealous of, it said Roof God. And you know, now with AI creating the leads through social media, with AI setting appointments, with me having AI write all my job descriptions, write out my plan, it's crazy. The truth is, it's the Roofing Redline stack and AI that's made me feel superhuman. And if you're watching this right now, look, if you want to cut overhead and scale to 8 figures, it's about getting these AI agents, these AI bots, setting your leads, recruiting your salespeople, and cutting your costs. For me, I always loved building a big roofing company, but it was firing people, holding them accountable that really ate into my profit. Now, AI makes me feel like a superhuman. I've already got 400 million in results, and this has really been the cheat code for me to get more profitable. I want to show you exactly how it works. I made a free training. Click the link below. I'll show you exactly what I did to cut my overhead in half and double profits, even though I'm doing the same amount of deals. Check it out.
You took a little bit of responsibility because you're like, man, this cloutation shit, like, always coming out here and just like, I get it, the views, but like, fuck, man, we got business to do.
Gotta be professional.
You almost fucked up my $60,000 deal.
Is that righteous?
No, not at all.
quite.
It wasn't.
But you did make up for yourself. What happened?
So I turned around after that conversation, which the lady saw, and turned around and sold the lady on a deal, signed contingency and everything, closed case.
Deal.
But then we tried to get a loan for her and we couldn't sell her.
No, she couldn't find her credit and then couldn't figure out her insurance.
Turns out she's got dementia and she forgot everything and
Yeah. We were like, yeah, I don't think this.
But listen, this kid impressed me. He's been with us for like 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
You coming up on a month.
So in your first month with RCA, what are the results?
I think I'm coming up on like 400K rev in a month, which is insane. The opportunity.
How many of those are real approved contracts with loans?
Probably half, probably 200,000, which
Okay.
are like approved loans.
We'll have to verify that. I always say roofer math, cut it in half, Junior.
Well, even then, cut it in half, 200K rev, still pretty fucking good.
Hey, I like it, dog. You're doing good.
Like,
We got some big deals. What's the biggest one we had together? That one, Kenneth Wade.
Kenneth, Barbara Cox is gonna push to like probably 70, 80,000 because she's got.
That's what it is. You got a couple 50 and 70K deals?
I got like 3 or 4 of those that are bumping the numbers.
So look, you asked me a question before I came up here. What'd you ask me?
I said, if you could go back to your 22-year-old self, what advice would you give you?
And the number one advice I would give me, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias where people with low ability or knowledge in a certain area overestimate their competence, while people with high ability often underestimate their competence.
Interesting.
Well, you are very competent, but you all
I said something junior. I said that I grew up around my dad and I knew the business. You grew up around Dean and you're really good. You're very wise beyond your years.
Yeah, my dad does sales too.
Okay, so your dad does sales too. So you're predispositioned to be good at this. And so when I was predisposed to be good at this and I already had success and I thought I knew everything, the more I really, like, after a year or two was in it, like, I didn't listen a lot.
Yeah,
God gave you 2 ears and a mouth.
and you maybe use one of them.
Yeah, I've said that to you a few times. So if I'm talking to my 22-year-old self, I'd say, please refer to the Dunning-Kruger effect. Because the more that I learn, the more I find out I don't know shit. And that I got along with you, including like what the fuck, where the aliens come from, how fast they go. Do they live in Mars? They live under the...
They're big conspiracy theorists, by the way.
Alien.
Yeah, more
I
important.
don't even think he thinks it's a conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy at this point. But number one, dude, it's Phil Jackson calls have a beginner's mind. So you're a beginner in life. Your only job is to not get put on Wikipedia. Don't drink and drive. Don't fucking do drugs with crazy girls. Don't get into a situation that could get you on Wikipedia. That's goal number one.
Yeah, I don't want to end up on the Walton County Facebook page. I'm good on that.
Well, number two, I told you like proximity to power. It's something that you do really well. You came down here to be around me. You were around Dean. Dean's very successful. And
I surrounded myself with Dean probably 3 or 4 days out of the week. I indulged myself into him. You got to ask for the same.
no homo.
No homo. Yeah, no. Hey, pause.
You're insulting yourself into him.
Watch out. I can't even think it. That's not the right word. Hey, but you all I'm trying to say, G. Pause. Listen.
Roofers, are you having a hard time holding them alligators down? Cash flow because money's in depreciation. Sales guys becoming their own competition. Maybe it's the lead costs because Facebook and Google ad costs through the roof. The truth is, I've struggled with those alligators my entire life. There's a lot of BS roof coaches, guys that don't run roofing companies, guys that don't have sales teams, and guys that haven't created real wealth. Look, I've generated more than 400 million in results. And the key is getting the cost per acquisition on leads down, learning how to organically recruit on social media, going after bigger jobs. So look, if you click the link below, I'll give you the roadmap to scale and exit for 8 figures, and I'll show you what I've done to get more than 400 million in results. Check it out. See you inside. Proximity to power is important because
It is.
I'm gonna hold you accountable at a different level, different mindset. I'm gonna be hard on you. You're also gonna compete with people that are at the highest level, and
you're smart.
Instead of putting yourself around people that you can be better than, or that you're the sharpest guy in the room, you need to be where
Dumbest.
Well, yeah, if it's possible.
Yeah.
And I say that, the next and most important thing is personal development. Whenever I was your age, there wasn't the YouTube, the Facebook. I didn't pay Grant Cardone until later on in my life and start paying all these people that have these mindset. And you have all this information at your fingertips. You have an advantage. I mean, even to be able to come and be around me, but taking the mental, the spiritual, the physical aspect of it. I mean, I underestimated because dude, I can be very high and very low. And to be able to take the emotion out of it, I need to blast the fucking gym. I need to blast my body. That's the only way that I can deal with the high frequency because, dude, the light inside of you has to be as big as the light outside of you. Because if the light inside of you is not big enough, and I told you, I was like, dude, it's great to have confidence, but what you need to become a confidence artist is you need to become a competent artist, which means that you take finishing your cycles, following through, and doing what you say you're gonna do as serious as you do about getting viral videos and someone to say yes and get a contingency.
Be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Not uncomfortable, it is.
But push yourself is what
It's the little things.
Yeah.
Like all the things that get the views and the wows and the claps. If you don't finish the little things, like if you don't follow up, if you don't finish, if you don't like finish your paperwork, if you don't learn how to look at the money,
execute it in full.
basically if you don't fucking do what you say, sell, build, collect. It ain't about what you sell, it's about what you collect. And did you get a 5-star review? And did you get referred to the neighbors? Because the guy that sells 10 million a year, he doesn't have to knock doors. Mike Herrera, my top guy, does not knock doors.
Yeah, he
It's
gets
nothing but referrals because once you build the pipeline, you do a good job. It's a reciprocity thing. And my whole life, I would burn to the next one. I would cuss the guy and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Because I could always get more leads. But I didn't realize that if I would just always do what I said I was gonna do, be competent, that I wouldn't even have to go work so hard knocking.
Your business would work for your business.
Yeah. And, one of the things that I did, as a young dude, I chased a lot of and listen,
Be like that.
it was a lot of fun. And I went to jail many times.
I'm so used to being the bad boy.
Not necessarily because me and my buddies are out drinking or because we got into a fight.
Let's dive into this. So I didn't know this about you. I want to take a second first. What you get arrested for? And
Well, I got arrested.
Let's hear a little backstory.
First of all,
about you.
it has been over 16 years since I've been arrested.
Well, that's good.
And where I'm from, the Hood County Jail, it's my name in that bitch a few times. In jail. Because
Say I got that bitch etched on the wall. It's on the wall with me.
he went playing with me, but we got to arrest him.
Lays that right down.
Got to arrest him for DWI. But, you know, I'm a dumbass.
The
And,
devil's lettuce, man. It'll get you.
Marijuana.
well, you know, especially I snuck out one day in high school. I was failing Spanish class because I was like senioritis, not going to school. And I had zeros. And this bitch was about to fail me. She hated me. And so these principals and shit called my mom into the office and like, your son is a fucking asshole degenerate. And he's smart as fuck, but he's an asshole. And he's gonna fail and not walk across college.
You sound like me.
And basically that same night, that same day, I had some girls meet me at the golf course and I ran out outside the back window and I'm smoking weed with them at the golf course. And a cop arrested me, but he was nice enough to bring me home. When he knocked on the door, he woke up my dad. It was like 11:30, 12. Flashlight. I caught your son with this.
It's marijuana.
That's here. Let me look at that.
Appreciate it. I'll discard this for you. This is going in the toilet, man. I can't believe this shit.
My mom was so fucking pissed she made me sleep on the floor. But I mean, listen, I didn't even go to jail that time. But many other times, driving around in cars, smoking weed, get pulled over, or drinking and driving late. Nothing good happens driving around after 12 o'clock. It just doesn't fucking happen.
Hey, quote it. I will call my dad right now when I say he has said that nothing good happens after midnight is his exact words for me growing up. That's hilarious.
I would tell you that was actually good advice. Like,
It really is, honestly. Like,
I'm pre-Tinder, like I'm pre all those things. All the social media data we had was MySpace. And so I had the nice MySpace page.
the horse base.
Oh yeah. But the thing is that, you know, when I met my wife, dude, I was so sick of running around being crazy and spending energy like chasing girls that
It's exhausting sometimes.
well, the reality was I was ready for somebody that I could trust, that with business and everybody kind of being, not everybody's for themselves. I wanted somebody that basically was, you know, so I didn't have to go do all that. And once I found my wife, dude, we got pregnant within 3 months. I'm not gonna say I knew immediately, like forever. I was like, oh shit, what happened? And me and my wife both figured out we could put up with each other. So I asked her to marry me, and I married her at the Gwinnett County Courthouse a year later. And so,
In Atlanta?
oh yeah, in the courthouse. Like,
Are you originally from Atlanta? Or
no, I'm a fucking Texan, but I chased
Atlanta.
dude, I chased their stores everywhere. Worked storms in 40 different markets. I fucking
Where'd you meet her? In Atlanta?
Yeah, she came to work for me in a telemarketing office. Her boyfriend worked for me.
Oh,
And
a fucking dog over here, man.
I had a girlfriend too. So I had a little Flavor of Love telemarketing center. But she was the winner. And, you know, whenever we got pregnant, I made a commitment. And commit now, figured out later is words that, like, when something good comes around, you don't fuck it up. Because basically, it's been the best thing that ever happened to me. And it's allowed me to basically be the best version of myself in business and purpose-wise. So I think so many of y'all have so many options, and it's so easy to just click, click, click. And, you know, it's easy.
The opportunities are endless. It's crazy.
But the thing is that it's such a transactional thing. If it's not, if you don't value sometimes that other part of it, sometimes I'd say that everybody's not trying to create a family and not trying to get married, that sometimes they forget that, I mean, Alex Hormozy says that he married for money for some of the same reasons, that it's just so much of a distraction having to go out there and date and search. And
It is a
process.
distraction. I can especially say, like, lust in this day and age is so bad, especially with Instagram and OnlyFans and like all these models constantly shaking ass and shit on your feed. And then, like, as well as with the fucking, I'm not gonna get into politics, but propaganda bullshit and like all that getting pushed on people. Like, our generation right now is cooked. Like,
Let me tell you something. Look, it's never gonna change, okay? There's this great song that's really near and dear to all of our hearts, and it's called Boats and Hoes. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I bought a Mastercraft X45 and had a stripper pole. I was already married. So we didn't get to use that shit. But I will tell you, dude, my single buddy, he was like my homie from high school, and he was my production manager and my partner at the time. And we were in Arizona, and I just bought this $45,000 boat. And I'm like, do not take my fucking boat out. I went out of town with my wife. I'm like, do not take my fucking boat out.
Yeah.
My buddy took my boat up to Hooters, parked it at Hooters, and he was like, yeah, it's my boat. Anyways, took.
I let my boys do that before though. Nah. My boy W, I let my boys borrow the beam if you know.
He ended up marrying the Hooters waitress. They got kids. Oh, she's a sweet lady. Yeah,
She is? Oh, that's amazing.
He committed now, figured out later. He's got a successful business. So
What does he do?
he does this roofing, and he's successful. He's in Arizona. So like, if I'm talking about younger self, I'm saying, dude, go all in on the personal development and coaching. The money that I spent.
Knowledge is power.
Well, you got to start spending your money on it. You came here and you're making money with me, and I gave you a scholarship and
Free sauce. Yeah.
I took care of you, but you didn't have to pay. And it's important to pay because you pay attention to what you pay for. And you didn't go to college, did you?
No.
Okay, well,
I was running a lawn care business when I was
the
17.
University of become a trillionaire means you pay the cost to be the boss. And you look for opportunities to pay mentors and to put yourselves in rooms and to make sort of like this physical sacrifice that says, I'm serious about my goals, I'm paying for it, shit.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of free shit on the internet. You take it for granted. A lot of y'all do, all the kids.
There is hella sauce, free sauce too, all over the internet.
But dude, you gotta master sales.
You know, it was funny. Dean actually, whenever I started doing all the content and everything, he's like, Eli, but like, why are you putting out all this like free content? Like, don't you like feel like you should gatekeep everything? And I was like, look, if I don't do it, somebody else is. So either you capitalize on it and build like a platform that you can scale, and then actually build some like an actual course and like some what's the word? Reputation to like actually.
I think that right now, a challenge that I want to make for you, I want you to build a team and keep the same kind of content. But I'm gonna do it with you. It's gonna be a challenge. All right, we're gonna create at least one piece of content every 3 days for the homeowner. So you have to imagine the homeowners looking at your fucking videos. Like I'm talking to myself about be a better example for the world. Because some of the videos I do for clicks and views, they ain't the best example. But it's because
that video did get 250,000 views.
for learning the algorithm, it's about what are we doing it for? And having a purpose and turning it into the things that align with what we do so that you can send a customer to your Instagram page and they're not thinking that you're a pompous little shit.
Yeah.
Because that's the fuck I was thinking when you told that motherfucker that, what'd you say?
I hate my life too. Well, yeah, at first I told him I'd be. Well, at first I told him don't do that. Well, at first I told him I'd be praying for him, and he said "fuck you." So I was like, I'd hate my life too if I was you.
Well, listen, it might have been granted, but like you said, you're supposed to be righteous, not right.
Exactly.
And
and I thought to myself,
sounds like
I was walking away.
You have a good head on your shoulders. It's gonna take a lot more work. Here's the thing about the Grant Cardone 10X rule. They don't understand. That's one of the biggest lessons from Grant. The 10X rule says things in life are 10 times harder than you think they are.
Yeah.
Everything. That's why you try 10 times harder. That's why you have 10 times more goals. That's why you're gonna go through 10 times more adversity. It's gonna be 10 times more painful. And that is a hard reality to accept. You just think you're gonna go through this without that. And so you just have to embrace the pain, embrace the suck. I have chastised you and got onto you for
be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, and as long as you don't just like run at the side of someone holding you accountable, you're in the right place, on the right spot, man. Look, if you're a young person, you need to be in the right vehicle. You need to be around the right people. And if you're looking to join a thriving movement, look, we're building door-to-door warriors. I'm gonna mold this man into a $10 million a year unit, selling high-end residential, doing insurance to retail loans, doing commercial deals. He's a beast without me. Just wait till you see him in a year. What are your goals?
To have a Lamborghini by the end of the year, to sell 3 million by the end of next year. Honestly, I feel like I can get 5, and I think if I can get a team, I could potentially do 10 with like 30 other guys. So we're gonna fucking scale this shit through the roof. We're gonna get the content going. We're gonna it's gonna be insane. And the amount of money that you can make in this job is endless. Like it's not. I always tell people that are like, oh, why is sales so important? And I'm like, well, look, if you're working 10 times harder than the guy next to you and you're getting paid hourly, boss gives you a high five and a thank you, and you go home and make the same exact fucking paycheck. But if you're disciplined and a hard worker, then you can go out there in sales, work 10 times harder than the guy next to you, and your paycheck is gonna be 10 times bigger. So that's the beauty of sales, because the opportunities lead you into just a floodgate of just money. And like,
The only thing I'm most impressed with you is your energy, bro. Sales is energy and enthusiasm, and you have an endless supply of it. That means you keep that moving in a positive direction. You don't be in a victim mindset. You keep it focused on goals. The devil, it lives on idle shoulders. So as long as you're actively moving towards your target, you're not gonna self-destruct, because you're either growing or dying, young man. And you have, the thing about us having this energy is it's also very destructive when it's pointed the wrong direction.
true.
And so if you're watching this, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more episodes like this from the junior's perspective, we're gonna be featuring his journey with our RCA. We just did some good content today. Be looking for his content. Go follow him on Instagram. How can they find you?
Eli_Jordan5 on Instagram. Same thing for Snapchat. All my socials are the same. So
Good job, buddy.
appreciate it, man.
All right, let's see.
Rock and roll, baby.